Hey guys, and welcome back to Pro Speed Baseball. Today we have Alex Rodriguez, and I'm very excited to bring you guys his review today because we're going to go over some of the big power positions that Alex got into. Alex hit almost 700 home runs in his career, but not his power numbers are extremely impressive, but one of the things that was also very impressive about his career is his consistency. A little known fact is that Alex had over 10,000 at-bats in his career and hit almost 300. So what I want to do is I want to share with you guys the big power positions that he went into and how you can apply them to your own swing, and also how those power positions led to such a consistent career on a day-to-day basis. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, so when we're talking about power in the baseball swing, you know, there's a lot of things that go into it. You know, there's some of the obvious ones that a lot of coaches like to hit on, and that is they like to really say, you know, we really need to generate power from the hips and the rotation of our lower body and that kind of stuff. And that's true to a certain extent. You know, we do want to make sure that we're using our lower body efficiently. But one of the most important keys to power that gets overlooked a lot is the pureness of contact on the ball, how solid we actually make contact with the ball. So, you know, I've used this example in past instructional videos where if we swing 100 miles an hour and we hit the ball off the handle of the bat, well, we're probably going to get out. You know, if we're swinging wood, we're probably going to break our bat. But if we're swinging 70, 75 miles an hour and we hit it dead on the sweet spot, like you're seeing Alex here, hitting it pretty well on the sweet spot right here, we're going to be able to pretty much hit however we want. We're going to be able to hit home runs. We're going to be able to drive the ball to all fields. And that's just the difference in the solidity of contact. Now, this is going to go into the first position we're going to go over in Alex's swing, and that is what's going to be one of the biggest things that leads to solidity of contact, and that is keeping our hands in front of the vertical toe line. So if we're following the hitting system, we know in the pro setup and the transition of the hands in the pro speed bat lag is we're going to want to start with our hands in front of the vertical toe line, and they're never going to go behind this vertical toe line. So for those of you guys new to the vertical toe line, that's simply just an imaginary line that we draw up out of the back foot and just in front of our toes, and we draw a 90-degree line straight up out of the ground. And your most consistent, best of your best hitters are going to have their hands in front of this vertical toe line. But we're going to go ahead and go in here. We're going to watch Alex's swing here. We can see his hand. Let's go ahead and we'll actually zoom in here a little bit. Let's see if we can zoom in on his hands. So we can see the vertical toe line, we can see his hands, and you're going to see as he's going into his load, hands are still well in front of the vertical toe line, well in front of it. Top hand has gotten behind the head a little bit, which is perfectly acceptable, but you can see those hands aren't going anywhere near that vertical toe line, and now they're beginning to deliver into the baseball. This is a huge, huge deal when we're talking about being consistent on a day-to-day basis. You know, you might have some days out there, maybe your hands are getting behind the line, and you'll go out there and you'll crush it, and you'll just crush everything you go out there and play, but then you know, the next day you might not be able to hit anything. You have a whole tournament where you're like, well, what happened? I was hitting it great yesterday, but today I'm not. Well, one of the biggest factors that I've seen is this change with getting the hands in front of the vertical toe line and keeping them there is going to keep you consistent on that day-to-day basis. And it's also going to give you that ability to get that solidity of contact, making this an extremely important power position in the swing. Now, the second power position we're going to go over kind of has to do with two moves. That is the load and the transition through the ball. So if we go to the end of the load, and the end of the load is just before the hands start to move forward, which is right about there, we can see that Alex is getting into a very, very good speed load position. And if we remember the speed load checkpoints, that is, we're going to want from the face-on view, we're going to want the hands behind the shoulder from the face-on view. So you can see there, we can mark the shoulder, we can mark the hands. Hands are nice and behind the shoulder there. That's going to lengthen this lead arm out and give us a very, very good leverage position to hit from. So if you guys remember the video, the leverage lead arm video that we've released recently, we know that's a crucial position to keep up the speed in the swing. So let's go ahead and we're going to look at Alex's lead arm as he's going through the swing. We can see into the transition phase, he has not bent that elbow whatsoever. He's kept a very nice leverage lead arm, and he keeps it all the way into contact, and then just after contact, we can see that angle starting to release. We're getting into a nice straight arm release position right there. So that's the second big move, power move right there in Alex's swing. We're getting into a great loaded position. We can get those hands behind the shoulder, and then we're maintaining that leveraged lead arm throughout the swing. That's going to maximize the amount of speed we can develop in the swing. It's going to maximize our leverage, which in turn maximizes that bat speed. So really very powerful position. So if this is something you guys are struggling with at home and you're getting into your transition and you see this elbow break down and you see your elbow starting to bend. So right now, if you're in this position here and your elbow is more in a position where it's bent, you can check out the leverage lead arm video. That's got some great drills in it to start to get that arm lengthened out so you can start to feel the right move. So we're going to over exaggerate a little bit with a straight arm drill and then move into the leverage lead arm drills, which is really going to get you into it actually gets you a lot of bat speed right away, especially if this is an issue in your swing. So the third big power move we're going to talk about in Alex's swing is how he takes his hands to the ball. Remember the take your hands to the ball videos, the swing plane videos. We know that we're going to want to take our actual physical hands out to the ball, and then all the physics of the baseball swing are going to kind of come in. The bat's going to swing around and counterbalance our hands and do all these great things. But if we go ahead and pay attention to how Alex's hands are going out to the ball here, we're going to see his hands are going out to the ball, and the reason why we know his hands are getting out to the ball and he's not just up there trying to rotate is if we go ahead and let's actually zoom in here a little bit and we will look at his elbow, the relationship between his elbow and his side right here. We can see there is an absolute ton of space between his elbow and his side. And if we know our simple biomechanics from which are explained in that lead arm leverage video, is that if our hands are getting off of our body, so does our elbow. Our elbow has to get off of our body. So whenever we see space in between the elbow and the body, we know that the hands are going out away from the body, and this is just showing how the hands are going out to the ball. And this is a huge power move because letting the hands go out to the ball is going to give us that ability to keep that lead arm leveraged so that we can continue that bat speed out to the ball. So we saw from the face-on view, Alex has kept a very leveraged lead arm. His arm didn't increase in angle whatsoever, and the way we do that is continue to keep the hands going out from the ball. If the hands were to come inside, then the elbow would have to bend, or we would just simply miss the ball completely. So I get this question all the time about the hands to the ball subject, about what about an inside pitch? We can't take our hands to an inside pitch because we'll get jammed. We'll hit it off the handle of the bat. Well, if we go ahead and look at these two swings of Alex right here, when we go ahead and go to contact, we can see where that pitch location is by drawing a line straight down. So these are actually some pretty fairly good angles. Ideally we'd be straight on, but we can see this ball's about on the outer half of the plate right here. And if we go ahead and go to this one, we found a nice view of him hitting a ball that was on the inner half of the plate. So if we go ahead and mark that ball at contact and bring it straight down, we can see this ball is on the inner half of the plate. And now if we go ahead and back these up, this is the swing we just looked at right here. We can clearly see this nice amount of space in between the elbow. Really good right there. And let's go ahead and back his swing up right here. Inside pitch. We'll even zoom in here a little bit on the swing so we can see this. Oh, let me zoom in here. And we can see right here plenty of space in between the elbow and the body right there. And that's just, again, guys, for you guys at home, this is we don't want to think elbow. We don't want to think get our elbow in front of our body. We want to think get our hands out to the ball. If our hands go out to the ball, the elbow is going to follow, and we'll get into this powerful position, no problem whatsoever. So those are two pitches, one outside, one inside, and we can clearly see hands are traveling out to the ball very, very nicely from in front of the vertical toe line with a leverage lead arm. And if we get those three things going, it's going to be very, very tough to not be consistent and not be powerful, because you're going to be maximizing the physics in the swing and you're going to be maximizing your ability to get pure contact. Now I wanted to throw one last really big checkpoint in here, and that is the forward shoulder tilt checkpoint. Does Alex match up with getting into forward shoulder tilt at contact? Well, let's go ahead and take him in right here, and we can clearly see, let's go ahead and take him in. We can see that ball leaving the bat right here at contact. If we draw a line through those shoulder sockets, we can see that beautiful forward shoulder tilt. And if you guys haven't seen the forward shoulder tilt video yet, it's in that straight arm release section just after the momentum video for those of you who are all access members. So beautiful. We know if we watch that whole video, we know how important the forward shoulder tilt position is, and we can clearly see that again from one of the greatest hitters to play the game. So guys, get those hands in front of the vertical toe line. Get that speed load right. Get those arms back so you can leverage that lead arm. Get those hands out to the ball and really sync up your swing with the forward shoulder tilt drills in the straight arm release section, and you're going to be well on your way to being extremely efficient, extremely powerful, but on a consistent basis. We'll see you guys soon. Now, for those of you joining us on YouTube, I really hope you enjoyed this video. And if you're looking for some extra help in your game, we have a great online coaching program called Unlimited Online Reviews. And I know what you guys might be thinking. I don't want to pay a whole bunch of money for one review and not really have anything else to work on. Well, that's not what we do at Pro Speed Baseball. We really want our students to get better, and our students are getting better very efficiently through the Unlimited Analysis program, where you have complete and total contact with your instructor on a consistent basis every month, and you can send as many videos as you want for analysis and work through every aspect of the swing that you need to. So if you guys are looking for some extra help, I highly recommend you check that out. You can check it out by clicking on the link that's popping up right now, or if you're on a mobile device, you can click on the link that's in the description and see all about the Unlimited Online Review program. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and +1 this video on YouTube if you liked it, and good luck with your games, guys. Good luck with your swings, and we'll see you guys soon.